about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Jets. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Jets at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Wilson. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Ball again on 2nd down. And he'll take this one down to the 36. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They go play action now. Wilson trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, they were advancing the ball. They had a couple first downs under their belt, but a big mistake there on the opening drive leads to 6 points the other direction.
And what a good read that was on his part, Brandon, because it prevents a possible scoring drive with how they were moving things along. And it gives the defense the early advantage. Was going to be a definitely entertaining battle between these units.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Back to the air, Wilson after the pick 6. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. Pretty fortunate there. The interception that ended the last drive, and then boom, the first pass here almost picked on this drive.
Yeah, I think you could definitely call him to question his decision-making here in the first half.
Certainly not the best of decisions there. Lucky that one wasn't picked. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. And the slot man goes in motion left. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
But nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Down to 5 line.
the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
At the 60, 1800.
Throwing is Hurts. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
They had a chance there to really build a nice early lead, go up a couple of scores, but he doesn't hit that one quite right, and it winds up an empty possession.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is out.
Ball has it knocked loose. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Now Wilson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Grover Stewart breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fair catch called for, no gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Hurts. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
19 Tiger.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run once more with Taylor. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Check, check, contact, check, contact.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilson. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this returnable for Hines. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We've got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Ready, break.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Hines. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Hurts throw here, taken in by Knox. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
51 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
18 Cardinals, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Here's Hurts to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Schwartz. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Cut, ready?
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
50 Bison, 50 Bison. With Ryan.
Hurts fumbles it, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether it's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
And the linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
Ready.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Open man is Denzel Mims. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On 2nd and very short, Wilson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective.
In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Pittman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something, being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And a very similar result again. The Jets defense once more stopping him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Looking to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Third and long, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And they will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 45-yard line.
Okay,
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Reed, Buffalo 18.
On 2nd and 7, Hurts. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
79 Broncos.
Now back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
And now you've got options on second down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
Ball again on second down. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, we got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Second and 11. On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. They get the USC man, Elijah Vera Tucker. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. Moore, the man in motion. On second down, here's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Here's Wilson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On the draw, it's Hall. Powers through him. 91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Hall. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Finding space at the 40. Down the sideline he goes. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Dawson Knox, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Now the point after try for Santos. And that stretches the lead to 27. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
A third down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Here we go.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And a Effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 61 yards on the ground for him so far.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Santos' kick is up and through. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Straight ahead is Hall. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Play action. Now Wilson steps away. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.
Here we go, here we go. Ready.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. 66 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go now.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Again, it's Taylor. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they will take a knee here. The last two plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession,